Man. I mean, this is essentially... Sorry, I'm getting choked up. I know it's only the end of Season 2. It's just the element that this is moving on. And moving on is always the hardest thing. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're here for the final episode of the season of Apothecary Diaries. Yeah. Obviously, I think I've mentioned this like the last two episodes now. There is, I think, a release schedule for Season 3, which is first half 2026, second half 2027. So, we've got that to look forward to. So, there has to be some expectation of how this episode's going to end. And if I remember, I will get to it by the end of the episode. Because obviously we're going to have some extras to go through here. We're going to have the Maomao's notes thing at the end, as we always do. There was some extras that we looked at the beginning of the season, with the Season 2, Episode 1, the favorite characters or favorite episodes of a couple of the voice actors we looked at. I think there was a New Year's video that we looked at too, and I know that there was an April Fool's video that I couldn't watch because it was based on Season 2 stuff, so we got that to look forward to. And I think there's a couple of, like, additional extras. I have no idea what they're about. But, you know, we have a dearth of stuff after this, so gonna have to hit everything now. So, yeah, as we normally do, I come back with notes on the board. So let's go ahead and hit up the board first, where we have the board changelog, which is expectantly simple. I marked Shishu as dead, I marked Shenmei as dead, and then I marked Lulan as dead. However, as we both know, you and the collective audience, we both know, I don't believe that for a second. And again, maybe rose-tinted glasses, but I do not think, until we see a body, that Lulan is dead. But yeah, that's essentially the board right now. So, yeah, to the notes. I was rewatching episode 3 earlier today, and I was reminded of a scene I mentioned a lot early on in my reactions, namely the element of the ladies in waiting referring to their time in the western capital and how cold it was. Gyakyo being a princess from the west and all that, so much of this conspiracy stuff involves people from the west. I don't think I'll ever give up on my theory that Lady Gyokyo is tied in with some larger conspiracy. She does admit to envying Fuyu, so who knows if there is a continuing story for her out west. Lady Gyokyo, obviously, not Fuyu. Fuyu comes from the east, I believe. Not for nothing, it's also the episode that showed us that some characters will pull a long con for the things that they want. I guess, they just did Lady Gyokyo no favors when she walked into the shadows and made commentary about Maomao's ability to make medicine. It just cast her, literally, in a negative light. Man, rewatching this episode for the notes, it's real depressing how much they shove Lulan, and yes, I'm calling her that, into the opening to express the friend group that Xiaolan pines over in the last note section. Sorry, I wrote notes section. I meant Maomao's notes section. They built up half the season just to have her ripped away from us. So I was wrong about why Lihaku blew the whistle, though it's still odd that they showed us the whistle first in relation to the dog, again earlier this season. So it's fairly clear why I would have thought that. Additionally, Lihaku blew it for a reason, and Jinshi recognizes that the symbol is to alert him that Maomao has been safely removed from the palace. Except that we saw Lihaku blow it in the room where they're at still. He could have alerted Jinshi that everything was good, gone to escort her out, and have all that blow up in his face. Like, all sorts of bad stuff could have happened. It was a false call, essentially, is what I'm saying. He blew it preemptively. I guess if there is a Season 3, these new guns are going to be a possible threat, especially if, as I keep thinking, the West is going to continue to be a looming threat over everything. I will also say that it's crazy that Jinshi was both able to jump in front of the gun and deflect a shot with his sword. That's speed, accuracy, and timing of an almost superhuman variety. Also, what was Shishu's play here? Just sacrificing himself? He wasn't even aiming at Jinshi, which is why Jinshi had to rush to move the other guy out of the way. As I said in the reaction, I thought Lulan was setting him up for some last-minute trickery. I almost thought he was buying time to set off an explosive or something. I guess he was just walking out to shoot a guy, show off the new gun, and die. No plan, just do a thing. Presumably, Shishu's final moment of him thinking about Shenmei when they were younger, the lady-in-waiting beside her holding the umbrella, may have been Taiho, in which case his final thoughts ignored the woman he married first and had a daughter with, in favor of the woman he fell in love with first and was ultimately rejected and humiliated by. I know that the story that Lulan tells is explaining the decline of the Shi clan, how the Rear Palace came to be how it is today, the reasoning behind the end of the slave trade, and how all of that relates to what a piece of shit the former emperor was. But my mind wanders in these moments to the bits of conversation about how it relates to the families that sold off their daughters, and how they would possibly end up in foreign lands. As per my constant talk about Gyokyo and how she is a foreign princess now in these lands, and again, how I was watching episode 3 and it seemed like she was pining to return, I think I was wrong about suggesting that Lulan snuck Jinshi's hairpin onto Sure. For one, it doesn't make much sense that as long as we've seen it, that it wouldn't look the same as the one Sure had. And I was staring Lulan down the entire rewatch. I never saw the hairpin on her or her reaching for it at any moment. So, as odd as it seems that Sure, who has been abused this whole time, could possibly have held on to something like that without it ever being found, must have been doing it somehow. I'll admit, the element of Shishu gathering up the rot goes right over my head. Hearing it all again, it still seems like Shenmei gathered all the rot to herself by accident of corruption, not through the hand of a trickster. She sought an evil end and attracted greedy people to her side, while the moral and sane ones were picked out by that very same corruption. Unless they are indicating that Shishu is the one that removed the good people and moved them elsewhere, in which case, that didn't really seem to translate to me. Could just be me. So, no clue what might be on Lulan's note. Leverage and things that might happen to the country. So hints at future plans that are already underway that the Shin Clan may have already known about. Obviously, my suspicions lie in the West, and the Western envoy was over here, so it seems to me that that would be the most likely thing that she would know about. I mean, obviously, we don't know what those are, so to be revealed. Something will obviously come from the whole let the people go who have already died once thing. I'm just waiting to see if it has anything to do with the kids and Lulan herself. Maybe not this episode, but sometime in the future perhaps. And I think I am right for sure that she's not dead. The shot that hit her arm had blood flowing immediately, bright red and staining the snow. The strike that hit her chest didn't bleed. I can't even say for certain that those were flecks of blood that we saw come off of her. Like I said, I'm not claiming that she invented a bulletproof vest or anything, but I sensed trickery afoot. She asked if she would be as good an actor as her father, and I think we would have the association that he died in that moment, but she clearly could have been acting up the pain of being shot, as she does smile at the end after all. Even Jinshi's claim that he never saw Lulan again, she goes by 2 names. Trickery all the way down. Plus, guard guy walked along the outside of the wall and sees a glint of something. She could be hiding under the pile of leaves, waiting for the royal guard to leave, or just left Maomao's hairpin there for someone to find. And my last note here, before we actually get into the episode proper, I feel like I'm missing something when it comes to the purple mark on Maomao's neck. Is it a bruise? Is it poisoning? I don't know. I don't remember where she would have gotten it, but she's been struck repeatedly recently, so it could be anything. Hell, technically, she had a whole area to work in, right? That she could have been testing stuff on herself the same way that she does with her arm, so could be anything. Anyway, that was the final notes section for a while, so let's go ahead and hop on in and see what the last episode's like.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
So, I guess my expectations here for this episode are among basically not a clip show. I'm hoping not a clip show because this is, again, the last episode we're going to see for a while. Additionally, well, obviously what I want is for them to get back to the rear palace, to see Shisu there. Not Shisu. Well, for one, Surei. We gotta figure out what's gonna happen to Surei, obviously. But, Shisui, sorry, I don't know why I keep messing it up. Shishu is the dad's name, and then Shisui, it's this she part, and then just 3 extra letters throwing me off every time. Yeah, I want her to be there, and alive, obviously. I doubt that's gonna happen here, though, but, new season, perhaps. Because I don't want Zhao Lan to be sad. For some reason, that's like a heavy motivating factor for me. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, there's so much. Also, I want to see all of the characters of the Rear Palace again before we go. Considering, again, one last time. God, I had so many other predictions in my head that I was going to say off the cuff, but I can't remember them now. Because here we are. Oh, and obviously the kids. Oh, we're picking right up from the end.
何をやっているのでしょうか、jinshi様。
違う、これは。
jinshi様、その顔は。
大したことない。かすり傷だ。
見せてください。
She is Apothecary.
失礼します。
Oh, that's not good stitching at all. That's gonna scar.
すぐにでも縫い直したいけど、疲れて手が。前線に出たのですか？
Someone's gonna have to redo that.
それでよろしいじゃないで
That's
すか。
not gonna heal right at all.
立場なんですから。わざわざ危ないところに行かないでください。jinshi様が怪我をすると周りが迷惑するんです。
そうだな。怪我をするつもりはなかったんだが。
誰だってそうでしょう。
On one hand, I really do wish she would restitch it, but at the same time, I know she would do a bad job. That's why she's shaky hands.
お前はローランと仲が良かったのか？友人だったのか？
よくわかりません。友人、少なくとも私にとってはそれに近い関係だったと思う。ローラン、シスイとシャオラン、3人でつるんで話すのは悪くなかった。
Shisui was her real identity. Ulan was the fake one.
わからないけど。
Shisui was your friend.
よくわからない人だったので。
俺にもな。
Again, it feels like wood, right?
わからないままで終わってしまった。
That doesn't look like blood splatter. That looks like wood fragments.
そうか。止水は。あとは頼んだから。私にできるのは、止水に託されたことを全うする。それだけだ。できました。
すまない。
ひどい顔ですよ。お休みになられ
I
た
mean,
ら
I'm really hoping you would advise him
すごく眠い。
ここで
to
眠
see
らないで
another
ください。
doctor or something other than the one you
なぜか
saw.
疲れた。
なぜと言われても、ここは忌むべき場所です。
それはわかる。だったら。
It's even more impressionable because we know who he is now.
こんなに冷えて。
Or she should obviously know who he is
な
now.
んでお前はここにいる？
私とて子供くらい哀れみます。
そうか。お前は薬の死に言われて死体には触れられないのではなかったか。
Oh, that's true too.
覚えていやがったか。
Oh, which implies that they might not be corpses.
長い間こういう場にいるとは思えんのだがな。
妙なところで勘が働く。どう言い訳したもんか。
この傷はどうした？
ろくでもない人がいまして。
襲われたのか？
女性です。こいつ、他人の低層にいちいち干渉してくるのは何なんだ。
傷は残らないだろうな。
Ditto for you.
傷は残すな。
その言葉、そのままお返しして
Yeah,
も
there
よ
you
ろしい
go.
でしょうか。
俺は男だ。問題ない。
ジ士様はそれを凌駕しております。
そんなもの知るか。
Yeah, also the fact that you're not known for a manly face, you're known for a beautiful face.
それまでのことです。
なあ、俺は傷一つで価値がなくなるような男か。顔だけのハリボテか。
むしろ、もう少し傷があってもいいかもしれま
I
せん。
mean, I disagree, but if it helps your relationship, then I'm all about it.
美しすぎる。そのせいで周りは心を乱され、見た目ばかりに目をやってしまう。だけど、ジ士様の本質は見た目ほど
I
か
don't
る
know,
じゃない。
that's a helpful weapon for him,
率直
though.
なものだ。それは多分見た目の美しさよりもずっと価値がある。
I'm glad you think that, though.
前より男前になったではありませんか。
I guess the anti-erection drug is wearing off.
的に我慢しようと思っていたんだが。
ですから眠いのなら早くここで。
平常心でいけると思ったんだが。
はい。
案外というか、思った以上にいけたよ。
Wow, don't force yourself, man.
この状況。
Yeah.
ジ士様、お眠りに
I'm not exactly sure this is consent.
まだ大丈夫だ。
では痛み止めを。
あと30分くらいなら我慢できる。
何が30分なのでしょうか。
On top of the dead kids, man? Not the place.
なんだ今の音は。おい。
違う。違う。
Come on, the whole point was that kids would be alive, right? I knew it. I knew Lulan wasn't just a fucking poisoner.
もう一度蘇らせる。蘇りの薬。
If there's one thing the show's been completely consistent about, is setting a thing up and then paying it off.
ジンシ様、お湯を用意してください。あと、温かいもの、服でも食べ物でも何でも。 蘇った子供を紳士様がどうするかはわからない。それでも私が連れてこられたのはこのためだ。
You die once, you can come back.
では、一度死んだ者は見逃してくださる。
Yeah, they gave us way too many clues on that one.
狐につままれたようだ。
紳士様。
ああ、わかった。おい、オケにユダ、それに毛布、温かい飲み物も用意しろ。はっ。ジン様。
I almost don't recognize Gao Shun from the side.
人手をよこしてください。できれば水
Oh,
冷
the
を。
one on the end was alive.
わかりました。
I guess he just hadn't woken up yet. Or come back to life yet. I don't know what.
ユウはここへ置くぞ。
ありがとうございます。
続きはまたでいいか。
はいはい。
Oh, okay. That's consent. She's family, man.
水冷。
And not
子
guilty
供た
either.
ちが蘇ったぞ。
I mean, of all people who knows that the resurrection potion works, it's her. Pleasure District?
新年早々おめでたいわね。道具のお披露目があるんですってらしいね。お祝い尽くしでお客さんたちも気前がいいったら、おばばもそろばん弾いて大喜びよ。
I guess,
マオマオが使えてた玉葉妃で決まった。
I guess Mei never really made any forward progress with Lock-On. Not that I don't think she was really trying. Well, Lihao, what about her
出
kid?
産も無事に済み、親父は花町に戻らず宮廷に残ることになった。もともと理不尽な理由で高級を追放された親父だが、医師としての腕は確
Was
か
it
に。
unreasonably? Because there was a
花町に
child
返したく
switch
な
that
るのも
happened.
当然だ。
Again, I don't think Lulan is beyond the conspiracy either.
紳士様にはあれ以来会っていない。死の一族の処理と本来の仕事が忙しいのだろう。それはめでたいと同時に、私が高級で用なしになったことを意味していた。
No?
とはいえ、
Are you still a handmaiden of
花町の方
Gyokyo?
が忙しいんだよな。親父が作り置きしてたっていう薬もとっくにないし。おい、そばかせ、おやつくれ。あんまり走り回るなよ。この間まで
Well, now we know that he survived? So,
あの後
did he lose
子供たち
part
は
of his
5
arm?
人とも蘇った。その中で最後まで目覚めなかったのがこいつだ。
No, kind of like a stroke.
薬はまだ実験の段階だった。本当なら確実に効果が出てからと。最後に残った胸羽は記憶を失い、半身にも軽く麻痺が残った。それでも
Doesn't seem like he completely lost his memory because he's not acting like a newborn child or anything.
他の子供たちは皆名前を変えて生かされることになった。どういう理由か知らないが、先に目覚めた子供たちは元上級妃のアードー様が4人とも引き受けてくれたらしい。
Because she can't have kids anymore, so that works out perfectly.
宮廷を引っかき回した水霊だったが、情状酌量の余地ありと判断されたようだ。
Yeah.
何より選定の
Her
父
mother was a
だ。
bitch.
監視付きだが命までは取られ
Her
まい。
stepmother.
記憶を失った胸羽だけが、他のことは別に育てた方がよかろうと花町に来ることになったわけだが、
Why?
ここが一番安全ってどういう理屈だよ。あった！何すんだよ！勝手に食うなバカ蝶羽。胸羽改め蝶羽、新しい名前だ。
I mean, technically, he's kind of got like brain damage, right? So don't be hitting him in the head.
蝶羽、ほら、こっち。やった！遊んでくれ！
I mean, at least I'm glad he's alive.
石油様。
久しぶり。薬屋とは聞いてたけど、花町のお店だったのね。
Yeah, I specifically wanted her to go back to the Rear Palace so we could see everybody again.
みんなマオマオによろしくって。あとこれ、預かってたの。渡しておかないと寝覚めが悪いから。
シャオラン。
あなたとシスイがいなくなって落ち込んでたんだから。
Oh,
一
man.
言くらいあってもいいのにって。
The main thing I wanted to avoid was Xiaolon being sad.
表向きは引き抜かれて高級を出たことになってたんでしょうか。
ええ、でも明るい性格っていろいろ得よね。仕事はできるわけじゃないけど放っておけないっていうか。
And I guess technically Xiaolon's not long for the Rear Palace anyway.
石油様も。石油様はシャオランがどう過ごしていたかを詳しく話してくれた。私たちがいなくなって湯殿で一人一生懸命に働く
Yeah,
シャオ
so
ラ
she
ン
can
を
get hired by
なんと
somebody.
なく放っておけなかったみたいだ。そっか。シャオランにはもう。
Yeah, she's not resting on her laurels. She wrote you letters. She can read and write now. I'm assuming that's good.
元気にしてる。
私は元気だよ。年季が明けて高級を出ることになりました。かんざしをくれたお妃様に気に入ってもらえて。
Oh, man.
お妃様の実家の
I mean, I'm happy for her, but that means that if we do go back, she's not going to be there.
いっぱいいっぱい頑張るつもり。はあ、本当はちゃんと話して伝えたかったな。
Don't hide her face.
マウマウとシスイに会いたいな。またみんなでアイス食べたいよ。
Man. I mean, this is essentially... Sorry, I'm getting choked up. I know it's only the end of season 2. It's just the element that this is moving on. And moving on is always the hardest thing.
シスイの死体は雪をいくらかき分けても見つからなかったそうだ。
Telling you.
春になって
Because she
雪
hid in
が
a
溶けた
bush.
らもう一度探すと言っていた。
I don't know how it's all not happy news, but it's all good news. And I'm still sad. Yeah, except they'd never find her. You can still hope that she's alive.
新しい薬いまいちピンとこないな。およーし。
何をする気だ。
Regeneration potion?
jinshi様、お仕事は片付いたのですか？
たまには休んでもいいだろう。
I guess he forgot how to disguise himself, because this is...
こちらどうぞ。ではごゆっくり。
Also, she knows he doesn't need the regeneration potion.
綺麗になってる。親父が縫い直したのかな。お疲れのようで。
Permanent scar, though.
シンジは元より
Ironic, since mine has my scar.
いろいろな。
死の一族の人間はすでにほとんど処刑されたと聞いた。領地は国の直轄になるんだっけ？森林資源が豊富な土地だし、国はかなり潤いそうだ。木材か。紙にしてくれると嬉しい。
Oh, I thought she was saying this out loud.
俺をいないように扱うな。
すみません、つい癖で。
まあいい。約束を果たしてもらおうか。
約束？
アイスの材料を揃えてやっただろ
アイス？ああ、かんざし。
どうした？
いえ、かんざしなのですが、あげちゃいました。
は？
春になったら見つかるかもしれません。
なんで春なんだ？
I think you can put the two and two together, Jinshi.
巡り巡って どこかの露店にでも並ぶかも。
売り払ったのか。
売り払ってません。その止水にローランにあげました。いつか返してとは言ったのですが。
そういうこと
I mean, if anyone thinks that Lulan's dead, you have to think Jinshi is that person.
話は最後まで聞けでしたっけ。
そういうことだ。
はい、それではどうぞ。どうぞ。ないんですか。
いや、あるんだが、よく考えると話すべきことはもう分かっているだろうから。
そりゃまあ立場のことなら今更だよな。
Yeah, I mean, we waited so long, it just got proven.
別の。
結局ないのかよ。
Hickey time.
何をなさっているんですか。
これで意味がわかるか。
人の唾液には毒がある場合がありますよ。
Well, you like being poisoned.
お前に多少の毒は効かないだろう。
何殺す気ですか。
Wow, hope never going on for a full-blown kiss.
そうしたい気分にもなる。
ちょ。
まずは砦の続きからだ。
お。やっぱり綺麗だな。
I really hate the scar, but I'm happy that she likes it. I'm in a torn mood here.
お前も毒を溜めているのか。
あ。
そのカス見ろ、お前これ欲しがってたろ。
Gonna kill this kid.
でかした。でかいの
だろ。
どうしていつも邪魔が入る。
その兄ちゃんどうしたんだ。
Oh, shouldn't you be hiding your face?
お疲れなんだよ。はい、ダチンの黒糖。
じゃ
な。ババア、寝床一つ用意して。こうはよく眠れるやつね。
わーったよ。
Could use a bed? A bed could be used.
お疲れのようですし、ゆっくり。
It's not a headbutt.
わかった。
Like we did last season.
枕はこれを使う。
jinshi様。たぬき寝入りですか、jinshi様。足がしびれるな。
This is still a step up. We've advanced. Little by little. That's how a drill works, by the way. It's the dream. The dream, right?
Hey, じゃあこちら商品お渡し。前取り。
おじさん、
あよ。
Now, selling it, are you, Luban?
これってセミ？
Shisui? I mean,
古い時代によく作られた玉製のだよ。
へえ、玉か。
おい、商品だ。冷やかしはやめてくれよ。買うのかい？
お金あんまりないの。
なら触らないでくれよ。
じゃあ、物々交換ならどう？
I mean, it's legit.
かんざしかい？なんだこりゃ。この辺でお目にかかれ
It
る。
was legit. You wouldn't have to pull out the hair stick, but you knew by the name, by the voice.
嬢ちゃん、こいつはどこで？あ、いや、交渉成立だ。
じゃあ、もらってくね。きれい。ねえ、おじさん。私の名前、たまもって言うんだよ。
玉の玉と海の藻で玉もかい？海の寵愛でも受けそうな名前だな。
Okay. Guess it's a name I can put on the board.
海の向こうとか面白そうだよね。じゃあ、ありがとうね。バイバーイ。
So I just don't know what to do with that. It's bittersweet. I think this beyond the Jinshi and Maomao thing at the very end, a number of these things were bittersweet. Like obviously Kyo losing his memory is probably for the best, considering he would have been saddled with the memory of his mother, regret about what happened. Like, probably for the best for him. Like, I don't know what they mean, like, safer for him. I don't know why he didn't go with the other kids. I guess other than the element that the other kids would have maybe reminded him of what went on. Sure with Audio, good pairing. I don't got a problem with that. This, though. This, I think, is implying that we will never see her again. She got the send-off. We got to see that she was still alive. They, for some reason, dragged it out with a hairpin confirmation, but we knew her voice, the long purple hair, like even before they showed her face, that we knew that was her. But I think that her suggesting the other side of the ocean, that might be nice. And even more than that, running away and her final words being bye-bye, I think is literally, to us, the audience, bye-bye, that's it, I'm gone. Which is incredibly sadder for me. Yeah, Jesus Christ, this show is like somebody is on a bungee cord connected to my heart just every so often, like, no, stop. Jesus. I mean, I'm gonna be incredibly sad, but again, that's the sadness of just letting go. That's my major problem. I think that's my major trigger when it comes to emotions in shows like this, is that 2 seasons, 24 episodes apiece, we've built up what the normal is. The normal is that we go to the Jade Palace, the Jade, whatever you call it, where Gokyo is. We hang out with the girls, we do our normal thing, we solve a mystery that involves our apothecary. Jinshi and Gaoshun hang around with us. Sometimes we pick up rumors with the Xiaolan and we talk about what ordinary life is like. Recency bias has us then learning stuff, spending time at the baths, experiencing fun things with Shusui. You know, all while this major conspiracy shit's going on, but that is the day-to-day. That's what I've come to enjoy. And now it's, well, no longer there. The same oddity that came from when she kind of got ejected from the rear palace and then had to stay with Jinshi. And it's like, well, we don't get to see the people anymore. Everyone that we've come to enjoy spending time with, they're gone now. And it's sad because we knew that Xiaolan was going to move on. And then she didn't get to say goodbye to her friends. And I'm glad that they gave her the story that Shusui and Maomao just got hired together and moved off. But still, there's the implication there that she thinks that, and then she thinks her friends left without saying goodbye. I wish we got to see what was in Shusui's letter. I assume it's basically the same thing as Maomao got, but would have liked to see it anyway. Anyway, I'm filled with incredible sadness for that. And then, Maomao, I think is what she said her name was now. The bye-bye possibly just being final, and that's it. That's hard. That's hard, man. It's bittersweet. It's happiness filled with wrenching from the old, I guess. And the wrenching from the old is just... Again, it's not that it ruins anything for me. It makes it emotional and happy for it, in the element that it's not just, hey, we did everything, we solved it, we fixed the problem. I just wish we went back to normal. And I guess I'm just a person who dislikes change, but I'm not saying that I disliked the ending. I think this was a far better send-off than Season 1 was. Season 1 just kind of played with us on the will they, won't they, headbutt. And then I hated the narrator coming in. Maomao will have additional adventures. I will say, though, the problem I have there is that if I didn't already think there was going to be Season 3, I would be thinking that the show would be telling us bye-bye. because they didn't give us a narrator this time. So, didn't like the narrator the first time. The absence of the narrator this time really messes with me. God, I love this show. That's my problem, is I don't want the show to end. I want the show to go on forever. But, not everything lasts forever. As Star Trek once taught me, all good things come to an end. Thankfully, though, we will have a season 3. I hope I just didn't encounter a lie, and I'm just on hope for no reason. Anyway, I'm going to be ranting forever, so I might as well keep this party moving. We do have a Maomao's notes to get through. The last one, I guess. So let's go ahead and hop into that and see what we're going to be sent off with. Masks.
死の一族の砦での一件。今思い返してみると、あっという間の出来事だったな。みんな、秘めた思いを胸に仮面をつけていた。
Shenmei wasn't. Shenmei was a bitch that she was.
Maomao! Maomao!
お目覚めですか、jinshi様。
よかった。
Where's my mask?
またいなくなったのかと。
膝枕は足の血流に悪いので。
俺のそばから離れていいと許可した覚えはないぞ。
この変態宦官改め変態王帝が。仮面といえばこの人も。実に達したような。狸や狐に劣らない見事な。
Yeah, I mean, he did pretend to be one person the entire time when he was a different person. And then wore a mask to be a third person. Well, I guess it was technically him, though.
いえ、jinshi様は実に様々な顔を持つお方だなと。
Huh, Chibi him doesn't have the scar, though.
それももうおしまいだ。正体が知れてしまった以上、お前の前で仮面をつける必要はもうなくなった。晴れて秘密のない関係になったということ。
She doesn't still think he's a eunuch, though, right?
やばいやばいやばい。
She couldn't because she felt the goods.
また嫌な予感が。
ところで、邪魔されてしまった続きの続きをしないか。おい、待て。
Oh, that's a bit different from what happened in the anime.
おしまい。また会う日まで。
Because we will. God, I don't like. It's making me doubt myself if there is going to be a season 3, because you can't just say bye bye in the anime and then the end in the Maomao's notes. Until we meet again makes it feel like it, but it's too vague for my interest. I don't know. I'm getting worried that I might have made up the season 3 thing myself. I mean, at the end of the day, it wouldn't be a terrible ending. Well, I'm Maomao, I'm gonna get the name wrong every time now. Lulan's new persona saying bye-bye to us, that's bittersweet. That's very saddening. Leaving off with jinshi is always going to pursue Maomao, and now doesn't have to hide who he is. That's less bittersweet. That is, okay, I can just imagine him doing this forever, sort of thing. And, not for nothing, I still want to see more, but I could imagine being left off on that foot, right? I still want to see more, though. I still want a season 3. I still want a lot more stories. Like, I think I mentioned before that when I was trying to figure out the names of arcs to see what arc something might, what story may have happened to what arc, I saw that we were only like, a third, a fourth of the way through how much there is of Apothecary Diaries. So I'm not in fear of running out of material. I'm just in fear of them not making more. But yeah, okay. So, as I said at the start, we do have some additional bonus stuff to check out before we finish off here. Stuff that I was going to watch at the beginning of the season, but as it turned out, had some connection to the season itself, so couldn't. The only thing I have in front of me from that, though, is the April Fool's thing, so I guess let's go ahead and check that out. Because I believe, way back when I started playing it, immediately realized it had a spoiler in it or something. It stopped, so let's check it out now. The Academy. Oh, like a light novel. Apothecary Diary game. I mean, why not? Witch from Mercury did it. Which let's say Witch from Mercury did a school setting version of itself. One Piece did too. Shaolan.
わからないことがあったら何でも聞いてね。あ、ねえねえ、もう見た？この学園の生徒会長ってね、すっごくかっこいいんだ
Jinshi,
よ。
obviously.
マオマオって変わってるよね。あ、今度シャオランと3人で遊びに行こうよ。
Is there gonna be
植物園なんかどうかな。
is there gonna be a Mulan here as well?
虫を見ながらみんなで美味しいスイーツ食べようよ。
Well, 'cause if you like to eat, actually eat the insects
すご
too.
く賢いのね。ね、ぜひ生徒会に入ってくれない？あなたなら
Are you also trying to imply that Gyokyo is the same age?
また事件ですか。
Professor
痛い。
Gaoshan?
なぜ学び
Or
屋で
Teacher
こんな
Gaoshan?
悲しい事件が起きるのか。これ以上厄介なことが起きなければいいのです。
I would watch/play this.
おう、君が噂の転入生か。いろいろと事件を解決して
I guess technically Gaoshan is that much older than Jinshi.
生徒会に入って
'Cause Jinshi is more the age of Boss Sen. Again, I would play it. I would play it and watch it. I would do both. I am slightly disappointed now because I want that. And I know that you guys have seen this well ahead of me, so. But, yeah, what, April? So, I'm 7 months behind on this one, but I would play that. I would watch that, whatever. I like light novels. I mean, I've only played 2, basically, but I enjoyed both of them. Well, I don't really have a lot to say there. That was a lot of in-joke stuff, so. It looks like the only other thing that I actually have is something that seems to have something to do with Universal Studios. It's called Maomao USJ Episode 1 and Episode 2, and they're only 5 and 4 minutes apiece. But the first one has the Universal Studio logo on it, so I guess let's find out together what these are. Oh, they're special Maomao's notes for Universal Studios Japan.
ああ、マオマオ。面白い任務が回ってきてな。お前にも調査を頼みたい。
これはまた面倒な匂いがする。
そう嫌そうな顔をするな。たまには私も傷つくぞ。
仕事とあらば私に拒否権はござい
Well,
ません。
obviously this happens.
で、
I mean, it's probably not canon, but it would happen before the end of the
じ
season.
ゃあ、早速。ついてこい。USJ
Yeah, can't be canon.
USJ?
It's like the material they made for Witch from Mercury, where Suletta and Miron visit Earth and just go over all the
こ
sites.
こが USJ か。とても賑わっているな。それに華やかだ。
突然連れてきてな。
To be fair, I've never seen Universal Studios Japan. I never even knew there was one.
すぐあちらへ向かっていきますね。あの大きな球体は一体何でしょう。さささささささささ。
おい待て、勝手に動くな。はあ、この球体は地球儀というらしい。USJ の記念碑のようなものだ。
なるほど。だから皆さんここを目指してい
I
た
mean,
の
we've
で
never
す
seen
ね。
a globe or a large map in the
中も
show
色々とあり
before.
そうですね。植生も見たいので早く行きましょう。
I don't know if
ジン様
Maomao knows that the world is a
さ
sphere
っきま
or
で乗り
whatever.
気ではなかったのに現金なやつだ。いいか、 USJ 訪問はあくまでも任務のためだからな。植生の調査は終わった後にしてくれ。
失礼しました。つい。ところでジン様、今回の任務とは一体何なのでしょうか。
To
ヒル
advertise.
ズ酸薬という薬を聞いたことがあるか。最近巷で噂になっている どんな病にも効くという万能薬で、確かに効果も高いようなんだが、どうやら
So like a candy that they're gonna have in the park or something?
薬自体については噂程度で聞きましたが、中毒症状は初耳ですね。
これ以上被害が出る前に
If it does turn out to be candy for the park, not a great idea to advertise as some people got poisoned.
一体何を使ってるんだろうな。
薬のこととなると楽しそうだな。
とはいえ、こいつの面倒ごとに巻き込まれるのは腹立たしい。
嬉しさと面倒くささが混ざった複雑な表情になっているぞ。そうだ。
I guess the thing is that after 2 seasons of doing these Maomao's notes, they just had these chibi models with all the expressions that they needed. So all they did to do was pull in the voice actors to do just a couple extra lines.
まずは私と園内を散歩でも。
それではジン様、早速参りましょう。
おい、人の話を聞け。
No limit.
見たことがない形の建物や食べ物がたくさん並んでますね。あれは。
See, if these backgrounds are meant to evoke something, I don't know what it is.
ジン様、サメです。サメ。
Jaws is gonna be Jaws.
ここでマオマオの豆知識。大型のサメはフカと呼ばれ、ヒレ部分を乾燥させたフカヒレは高級食材として扱われる。
Okay, actually a note section on this one.
新陳代謝を活性化するなど健康を補助する食品としても知られている。肉は食べられ、皮は加工され革製品として使われ、捨てるところがない魚とも言われる。またサメの種類によっては人を襲うこともあり、古代から恐れられている。最大の弱点は神経が多く集まる鼻先。
Punch a shark on the nose if you can avoid getting your hand bitten off, I guess.
サメの出る港町か。漁業が盛んなのかな。行ってみたいな。
万一またサメが出たらどうする。
まあもう退治された。
I'm just gonna guess it was Jaws.
お前のその危機意識のなさは何なんだ。
でもこんなに大きいサメの軟骨からなら他のサメよりも効能が高い薬が作れるかもしれないですね。ちょっとあちらの方に話を聞いてきます。待ってろ、私の軟骨。
マオマオ、勝手に動くな。
I'd have to think if it was Jaws, though, they would show it. If this is an advertisement for Universal Studios.
USJ を調査せよ後編。地元のクス師たちと合流し、万能薬の謎に立ち向かう。乞うご期待。
Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, I knew it was.
USJ の調査を命じる。マオマオと謎の真相をたどれ。
マオマオ。ああ、なるほど。
それは勇気が湧く薬。薬屋の独り言ミステリーウォーク。
Okay. So it is a thing in the park. Okay. For some reason, I thought they were advertising like new special candy available or something. I didn't know what was going on there. That was really cute. Sorry, I apologize. I think the best part about all that was the 10-second ad we just got there at the end with the voice actor and the character side by side. That was cute. I almost want to see a Roger Rabbit, Maomao jinshi in the modern world sort of thing. That would be really entertaining. Anyway, no point in holding back. Let's just go into the next thing immediately. And as I said, this is the last thing. Unless there's more, let me know if there's more stuff.
龍頭山薬とその薬で起きている中毒症状の調査のため、ジンシ様と共に USJ
I feel like the only clue we have so far is a shark.
ジンシ様は事件の
If I'm going to treat this seriously, like it's a
この地域全体
normal thing,
地元の
normal storyline.
集めているらしい。ジンシ様、そろそろ調査を開始したいのですが。
ああ、早く始めたい気持ちはやま
Right away in English.
地元のクス師たちにも声をかけていてな。集合時間までもうしばらくあるんだ。慣れない土地で調査をするのではいつも以上に苦労をかけると思ってな。
ジンシ様もたまには気が利くじゃないか。
なんだその薄ら笑いは。また失礼なことを考えているな。
いえ、そんなことありませんよ。 どんな薬師の方々とお会いできるか楽しみです。この地域独特の薬などはあるんだろうか。
After that final ad that was in the last one, I kind of expected like normal people to walk up and these chibi figures to be interacting with them.
迷惑だけはかけるなよ。地元の薬師を困らせるような行動は控えてくれ。
失礼ですね。私がいつ勝手な行動をしたというのですか。
お前、入り口やサメの村での行動をもう忘れたのか。
Oh, come on, don't make part 2 a bunch of recaps of part 1.
集合時間までもう少し園内を回ってみるとしよう。ここは美しい庭園だな。
Botanical
立派な
Gardens.
装備が咲いてますね。庭師の方が丁寧に育ててらっしゃるのですね。
Yeah, I'm thrown by the fact that all the signs seem to be in
そういえば
English.
この辺りに美味しい食事どころがあるとか行ってみるか。
あれはもしや薬草。ささささささ。
ちょっと待て、マオマオ。
Specifically told not to do that, Maomao.
ここには珍しい植物が多いですね。全部大きい。持って帰ってもいいですか。
ダメだ。まったく。
Good gracious.
この町は土産屋が多くあるみたいだな。
ええ、皆さん頭に動物の耳や顔のかぶり物、帽子のようなものをつけてますね。この地域で流行っているんでしょうか。
おお、マオマオ、あれをつけてみないか。せっかくこのような賑やかな町に来たんだ。記念にどうだ。
いえ、私は結構です。記念でしたらジン様お一人でどうぞ。
Man, she wouldn't even wear a hairpin,
そ
man.
ろそろ集合
I'm
時
getting
間
her
で
a
はない
hat.
ですか。行きますよ。
くすん。
まだクスシの皆さんの姿が見えないですね。
間もなく集合時間だから時期に来るはずだ。
お集まりいただくクスシの皆さんにも私がいただいた調査書と同じものをお渡しするのでしょ
I'm
うか。
wondering if there's more parts to this that haven't been released
こ
yet,
の調
or
査書には
this is it.
薬包紙がついていますね。
Seems like we're running out of time
こ
for
れで例の
the
十字
storyline
山薬の
to.
材料を見つけて包むということか。どんな薬なんだろう。何が入っているのかな。早くお目にかかりたい。ここでマオマオの豆知識。薬包紙とは調合した薬を服用1
Okay, something that actually applies to the show this time.
紙のこと。正方形の薄手の紙を折ることで袋の形にして使わ
I
れる。
just assumed they were using normal paper,
古
to
来
be
より
honest.
様々な折り方の流派が存在しており、紙一枚とはいえその歴史は深い。
さあ、ここからの調査は任せたぞ。龍図三役の謎を解明してくれ。見事謎を解き明かしたら特別な褒美をやろう。
はい、クスシの皆さんと協力して中毒症状の謎
Oh,
を
right,
解明
this has
し
to
て
be
み
it
せます
because the rest of it is an actual thing at the studio. I keep forgetting. Well, that's cute.
ユニバーサルクールジャパン
USJ の調査を命じる。マオマオと謎の真相をたどれ。
ああ、なるほど。
それは勇気が湧く薬。薬屋の独り言ミステリーウォーク。
Again, I just want to see Maomao and her voice actor just doing this stuff. That seems incredibly fun. Again, I don't know. I don't want to keep invoking like Roger Rabbit. There's other things out there now. You don't have to go with the first thing now. That looks incredibly fun. I guess I'm just gonna have to like one of these days look up information on what is involved in that, because I just would like to go walking down Universal Studios Japan and see two actors pretending to be Maomao and Jinshi in a window. That would be hilarious. Also, just to see what they do, because that would be the entertainment now. Because with no anime, right? That's the only version of them you're gonna see. Yeah, I mean, this was cute. Essentially, it was a Maomao Jinshi date that just doesn't do anything. Because for one thing, it's chibi. Another, it happens in an advertisement for Universal Studios. So literally no effect on the show whatsoever, except for the element that the Maomao note thing still handles information that would be valuable in the show. It just doesn't apply to anything. There's no episode to go with it, right? I mean, unless they're implying that Lulan's little sea adventure is going to involve sharks. And the drug paper thing could literally go with any episode. So, yeah. Enjoyable, fun little cap off to everything, but I guess I didn't have as much stuff to go over in the extras category as I thought I would. So yeah. Final thoughts then, I guess. First off, I want to thank you, anybody who's been out there on this entire journey with me. If you've been watching, comment down below. Let me know that you've been here with me. I would love to hear from you. People that were here from the beginning, joined here to see what my reaction was to the end. Hear from you too. Hell, there's one specific Patreon member who I'm sure will never see this again. I'll throw a thank you your way. If it wasn't for you hanging out at the very beginning, leaving comments on the very first videos, I know you got pissed off at something I said and left like immediately. But I even thank you for being here. You made it fun, or more fun rather than it would have already been. So yeah, just let me know if you've been on this journey. Comment. Tell me whatever you wish that I had figured out that I didn't figure out. And by the way, I don't care if this is on Patreon or YouTube. Let me know. I guess the other thing is, I will obviously still consider doing a character ranking, and possibly like top 5 episodes or whatever. Let me know if you want to participate in a character ranking. This show has a lot of characters, as I said before. It will take a bit of time to put that together, and I would be more inclined to do so if you guys want to do it with me. So, if you're down below commenting that you've been here the whole time, let me know. The more of you comment, the more likely I am to do it. God, I said it many times already. I love this show. It was a show that I wanted to watch way back when Griff was here. It just didn't win any of the polls, and when it came to me doing solo stuff, I decided I wanted to watch it, and I do not regret a moment. I don't think that I ever had a complaint about any episode of the show. I might have been like, I don't get what's going on here, or I don't know how these 2 points are going to attach. But every episode, 0 complaints. I would not have changed a thing. Obviously sadder at some moments than I was at others, but, it's more about the journey than how the ride winds up, I guess. I don't know. God, I don't know what to say here. It's the element that this is the final thing, and normally, as we all know, my whole thing is, well, I'll come back with notes next time, after I can fully, apprise myself of what my thoughts actually are. But now that there's not going to be a next time for like 4 months, unless you guys hit me up and say, hey, they made a special thing, go watch that special thing. I will, by the way. If something special comes out, I'll do a 5-10 minute recording. I don't give a shit. I want more Apothecary Diaries. Yeah, like I said, these are going to be the final thoughts, and I think I'm just going to wind up on what I said already at the very end of the episode. Bittersweet, but the problem is that the episode ends bittersweet. Maomao and Jinshi together in the Pleasure District. That's good, I guess. I wish they were in the Rear Palace, but whatever. The Lulan thing, though, that's the bittersweet thing. That almost feels like the show is saying bye-bye, and I do not care for that. I want more show. I'm a petulant child. I am Kiyu, or Chiyu, as he's called now. I'm petulant, and I want more. I guess that's the final note. I'm petulant, and I want more. I don't know what else to say beyond that. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you in 4 months by the time this hits YouTube, or whenever you're seeing this on Patreon. And hopefully you catch me in a different show that I'm watching, and hopefully I'm enjoying that show as much as I've enjoyed this show. So until then, I have been Theta, This has been Stoneface Reactions, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?